The beautiful weather feels like an insult. Instead, inside of you, a storm rages. It's Colonel Sanders. He'd probably tell you that he and Ashley are in love and have decided to get married. And he won't even ask you to cater his wedding because you're a terrible chef and an awful person. No. You try to hide from him, but he approaches you directly. I know you're hurting right now. Not just from the devastating loss, but from that run-in with the mixer and that small fire. We should get that checked out. I'm fine. Can't you leave me alone? I'm a loser. I'm not fit to fill your fryer. I'll never be a master chef. That's your fryer. Yeah, you know your fryer, chef. Your fryer. Failure is a part of life, not just for you, but for all of us. This music. Do you think I've never failed at anything before? That's exactly what I think. Well, then think again. I wasn't always the man you see before you, enrolled in culinary school. Incredibly handsome, successful, motivated. And did I mention handsome? Well, handsome, sure, I was born that way. But I've walked other paths and arrived at dead ends. I was passionate about life, but I failed as an obstetrician. You trying to be an obstetrician? Really? I was passionate about justice, but I failed as a lawyer. I was passionate about livestock, but I even failed as a mule handler. That one was especially humiliating. Mules can be so cruel. I lost my business partner to a gunfight. I didn't know. Holy crap, is that true? I've got to look that up right now. Colonel Sanders lose a partner to a gunfight? I don't know anything about that. I don't know. Evidently that's not quite. I'm not seeing anything about that. That would be amazing if that was true. I didn't know. People say my delicate ribbon tie and my well-kept beard and assume that I've got it all together. Which is true now, but it hasn't always been. Sounds like this guy could really use a hug. I resolved then that I was going to amount to something. No amount of hours, labor, or money would deter me from giving the best I had to give. As Colonel Sanders changes focus, you see something ignited inside of him, a burning passion. One has to remember that every failure can be a stepping stone to something better. My new dream is pure, is honest, is something that a humble man in a crisp white suit can be proud of. Yeah, that's a little bit weird. Even your face is kind of looking weird with that. I will create a new chain of chicken restaurants that will bring joy to the entire world and make up for my past misdeeds. Pop, yay! Just as your moment grows intimate, you're interrupted by a threatening, shadowy presence. Battle scarred from the night before, you prepare for the worst. It's the spork monster. Borko? It is I. I know I said I wouldn't be back, and after the whole fight to the death thing, maybe you don't really want to see me anymore. But I just wanted to say I was wrong to attack you, and I apologize. I know what it's like having to always look over your shoulder. Aww. Monster problems. Am I right? Aw, thanks, Borko. I'm glad there are no hard feelings. Getting jumped by a giant creature in the dark of the night can really rile a person up. I also wanted to apologize for the way I switched right into attack. I defended first. I know that you're strong, and cooking school can put a person under a lot of stress. I actually used to go to this school, but I was always a sport monster, you see. I don't believe it. You were a human once? Well, no. I was a golden retriever, but I was still a student until one day some mean kids with a magic spellbook cast a dark enchantment on me, and I was forever transformed. A magic spellbook? Precisely. I had procured a copy for myself, but somewhere along the way I've lost it. If you find such a book, I beg of you, respect it. You're a powerful chef, and you shouldn't rely on such dark and evil magic. No, you should be protecting the innocent from those who would cheat them through sorcery and guile. If you need me, do not fear. I will be there. It sounds like some bad cooks in the kitchen of life. Wohali? Oh no. Gotta do your voice. I gotta do it in your voice. No, sport monster. No, sport monster! It sounds like there are some bad cooks in the kitchen of life. Wohali, together, I am sure we can defeat them. Come back to my hideaway and we can discuss. A personal invite? You can't imagine what Colonel Sanders' home must be like, but it sounds like you're about to find out. Okay. Kentucky. Yeah, I see Kentucky on the picture. It's quite cozy in here. It's an amazing fire pit, or chimney, you know. Stepping inside Sanders' home, surrounded by his things, you start to feel a special bond with him. It looks like you live such an exciting life, Colonel Sanders. Every day can be an adventure if you approach it with the right attitude. Long ago, I made the decision to never stop searching, never stop working, never stop imagining. Have you been working on any new recipes of your own lately? I'm always excited to talk about food with another ambitious chef such as yourself. Why, thank you. Well, there's something. It's just a side dish that I've been tinkering with. Yet, I'm trying to find the right balance of flavors and textures. I'm not sure I've nailed it yet, but I'm close. Colonel Sanders' eyes perk up as he starts to wonder what dish you might be describing. It's meant to be paired with something spicy, or something crispy. Both, perhaps? Now you got him right where you want him. Should you reveal your new creation to him, or keep it a secret just for you? I'll reveal it. You told me a secret thing, and you wanted to talk about it, so why not? You decide that you're as ready as you'll ever be to share your original cooking with Colonel Sanders. Before you can talk yourself out of it, you decide to dive head first. You reach into your lunch bag for a special dish that you've been keeping on ice all day. I present to you my original coleslaw. The shredded cabbage dish glistens in the light of Colonel Sanders' Lux hideaway. Magnificent. Surely food from the gods. Together you chow down on the creamy slaw until just a spoonful remains in the bowl. Do you mind if I hold on to the last bite? I'd like to have it around so I can admire its taste later and think back on this moment. Oh, he's crying. Isn't that sweet? He's actually crying. You could offer to make him more, but it seems like a very sentimental kind. But he seems like a very sentimental kind of guy. Sure, why not? Please, make yourself comfortable. I'll be back in just a moment. You realize that now would be a perfect time to do some snooping, of course. Around the room are various items that you can look closer at. Each item seems to radiate memories and emotions. Tap on an item to discover more about the Colonel. What is this? This is comb. A lock of silver hairs woven through the teeth of this comb. On further inspection, you realize that the hair therein isn't just silvery in color, it's actually made of spun silk. His hair is literal silver, are you sure? Tap on an item to discover more about the Colonel. You gaze out the window across the vast lake and mountain range beyond. Just then, the ghost of Student pops up. Are you thinking about heading out into the world on a quest to avenge my death? Wait, what? I never even learned your name. Why would I avenge you? I can just tell you my name right now. Can't you see I'm in the middle of something? This poor student. You open the window a crack, and the ghost of the student is swept out with a breeze. Tap on an item. Oh my god. What is this thing? A scented candle. You pick it up to identify the smell. Power tool? Freshly starched collar? Piece of wood floating in a lake? Summer of 69? Yeah, 69, nice. No, it's one of the secret recipe ingredients. It's blank. Tap on an item to discover more about the Colonel. You notice a very realistic stuffed chicken sitting on the corner table. When you pick it up, you realize it isn't just realistic. It's real. It's a stuffed chicken. Taxidermy? Must have been important to Colonel Sanders when it was alive. A little note clipped on the foot reads, "The true state bird of the great state of Kentucky." Excuse you? I'm gonna learn about all these other items before I click on Udor. You take a closer look at the urn, sitting on a nearby pedestal. There's a plaque on it. It's dusty, but when you wipe it off, you can read the inscription. It says, "Here lies the ashes of all my past careers and business failures." Aww. Tap on an item. Okay. Kentucky Fried something. I don't know. One of the framed photos shows an old man who looks a bit like Colonel Sanders, standing with a friend. They're holding fried chicken drumsticks and appear to be cheersing them? Okay. You look closely and see that there's a short inscription. I wonder who my friend Pete is. Tap on an item to discover more about the Colonel. Photo appears to be of Colonel Sanders, except he's an old man visiting the pyramids of Egypt. Does he have that Benjamin Button disease where he reversed? He's actually very old, but he reversed. Maybe this is where he discovered one of his secret herbs and spices. Okay. Adorable. He still has the goatee. An adorable little baby boy crawls across the floor. From the goatee and mustache combo he sports, you figure that this must be Colonel Sanders himself. That, or maybe it's the drumstick that he seems to be waving all around like a little rattle. Who frames a baby picture of themselves? Probably the same type of person who would make their own face the logo of the company they founded. Am I right? Damn. Tap on an item to discover more. This must be where he keeps the secret recipe. You think for a moment, what number is important to Colonel Sanders? Then it dawns on you. As soon as you do 1111, the safe opens and inside you find a single note. Canned chicken, be prepared. Sashimi style? Tap on an item to discover more about the Colonel. You open the door to Colonel Sanders' closet and find a row of his signature white suits hanging within. You take one off of its hanger and try it on. The jacket is a bit big for you, but it's soft and comfortable. You give yourself a deep hug, breathing in his scent, the way they say that home is where the heart is. Is this what they meant? Before you can look any further, you hear Colonel Sanders returning. He has a new dish that he's been working on, and he wants you to taste it. You try to act casual until he asks you about why you're wearing his jacket. Aww. I don't usually loan those out, but I must say, it does look good on you. Oh crap, the jacket. You forgot to take it out. You decide now that it's your moment. You fess up and tell the truth. Just tell the truth. You confess. I think I've developed feelings for you. Okay? I might be developing feelings for you, too. But I'm concerned. I can't let anything get in my way of my dreams. Overwhelmed, you take off the jacket and run for the door. But the thought of leaving the Colonel in the midst of such an emotional breakthrough gives you pause. You stop yourself. Colonel? Yes, Wohali. I honestly think that this may be the beginning of something wonderful. I think you're right. We should take things slow. You talk late into the night and drift off into a slumber. Dream sequence. And it's the same thing. They're just riding the, food. Wow. Alright. Last day of the semester, of the 3-day semester. You awake to a beautiful morning in Colonel Sanders' hideaway. Did you make the right decision on how to respond to Colonel Sanders? Only time will truly tell. Today is the day that could change the rest of your life. You think about the new secret ingredient you just learned about. Blank. In some jurisdictions, blank isn't even legal. Is it weed? Or are you telling me is this cannabis? Is cannabis here? But if the recipe is a secret, how will they know? There's a thing called the FDA. You can't just... The Food and Drug Administration will probably know. Your thoughts are interrupted when Colonel Sanders emerges in the room. He's holding a gorgeously plated breakfast, and your mouth waters at the sight of it. Here's a simple breakfast I just whipped up. It's meticulous. Oh, it's meticulous. That actually looks pretty good. I'm getting really hungry. You taste the Colonel Sanders food, and it takes you on a journey. When you return, he's waiting to ask you an important question. So, would you say that we're a perfect match? How presumptuous. My cuisine, and your taste buds, that is. Such confidence, such grace. Could he be the world's greatest gift cooker? I doubt it, but don't get me wrong. Give me a bucket of extra crispy. I'll shut up and eat it. Take him down a peg. I'll flatter him. Why not? I think we might make a great team. A single tear begins to pool in the corner of his eye as he gazes out the window. And with the right business partner, I know I can't fail. Business partner? Could he be talking to you? It's all happening so quickly. Overcome with emotion and confused by your feelings, you're on the verge of tears, unable to speak. The only answer you can find is to run out the door and get home. There's still one more day of school after all. The University of Cooking School Academy for Learning waits for no one. Not even Colonel Sanders. Excuse me. You get home to find something very surprising. Your best friend is waiting there for you. Where have you been? Because I had one heck of a night. I've been desperate to talk to you, but I couldn't find you. I got worried that something had happened to you. Wohali. It's okay. But now it turns out that you're fine. I can finally get you up to speed on the saga of Miriam. Sure, but you will not believe what happened to me after school. I went on a date. I think I can believe that. Since I've been partnered up with Pot, he asked me to go out with him. Aww. Of course I told him, you better harness those wild horses, young man. I'm not that kind of girl. But he was just interested in spending some one-on-one time together and getting to know me. So I said, yeah, sure. I can get to know the little guy. Long story short, he took me on his favorite shush house, but things quickly spiraled out of control. You didn't do it, did you? What do you mean out of control? He stands so weird. No, it's alluring. Did she just say shush house? As if that's the thing people just say. What is she even referring to? I agree. And now, I'm not really sure where we stay. Aww. You don't give Miriam time to tell her whole story, however. Bottling up the details on your own of your own night is just too much to bear. And I went on a date too, back to Colonel Sanders' house where I spent the night with him. You what? Nothing happened, but the emotion connection, wowzers. Miriam offers to support you no matter what you do. Together with your bestie, you can feel like you can do anything. When you arrive at school, you encounter your rivals on the quad. My back hurts. You can tell from a distance that they're picking on Pop, though he himself might not quite grasp that fact. Because you know he's Pop. What's swirly? It sounds delicious. Van, oh, it's great. I'll order you one up right away. I'll have my swirly with sprinkles, please. Sprinkles is a dog and a treat.
Aww.
Ashley, you can get your swirly dip too. Why don't you pick on someone your own size? Because I'm literally the biggest person at this school. You really are. Like, you swole. I feel like your hair could lift weights. There is that horse Colonel Sanders rides to school, but who would dare pick on such a gentle and beautiful creature? You've got some nerve, Wohali, suggesting I pick on a defenseless horse? Now you're twisting my words and I won't have it. You clench your fist, but the injury from yesterday's mixer accident makes you wince with pain. Doesn't look like you can go on cooking like that. Might as well just give up. No. I'll never give up. Ever. Colonel Sanders arrives just as it appears things are close to boiling over. A naturally intuitive person, he senses that something has been going on. Is everyone excited for the final day of school? Wohali, how's that hand feeling? I'm sure you'll be back to fight for him by this afternoon. Aren't you concerned about my hands, Colonel? Yesterday I almost broke a nail winning so hard. That's not the same thing. That's really not the same thing. Technically, I don't believe a winner was decided, but your presentation was quite impressive. What is he doing complimenting her? But what about the flavor of my warm, decadent, gooey chocolate sauce? It was clear that you're passionate about how your food is received. Not quite on how you made it, though. I am quite unsure. That's a lot of words to say. It was bland. Excuse me, Wohali. I am more than capable enough to speak for myself. It was bland. Maybe you can tell me more of your thoughts as we walk into class, Colonel. I'm always interested in discussing the fine art of fine foods. See you inside, Wohali. Annoyed by Colonel Sanders' inability to see Ashley for who you know she really is, and you walk across the quad to get some distance. Because, yeah. In an attempt to distract yourself from how unsightly you feel by that interaction with Ashley, you take out the spell book you recovered yesterday and start flipping through the pages. That's not good. Miriam, whoa, that's that book? It looks like bad news. It's just something I found lying around. It would appear to be some sort of grimoire. But I don't really believe in that magic stuff. A grimoire? Like a book of spells? I don't know who would spend so much time decorating a magic book if it weren't really powerful. You did see a spork monster who said he was a golden retriever. I can think of one surefire way to find out. You open a book covered with arcane warnings. Cast only in case of extreme emergency, it says around the edges of the page. I could use this spell here. That says it will erase anyone I choose from all of my memories. If I scrub out Colonel Sanders, it would probably help me focus better on the upcoming final exam. That is way too drastic. You tell me. You tell me, Miriam. You tell me. Couldn't you do something else? Like anything else? Like not rooted in dark magic? Like, maybe tie a string around your finger. Okay, fine, it is drastic, but desperate times call for desperate measures. You've got a memory erasing spell sitting right in front of you, and a pretty good excuse to try it out. Don't do it. You take your friend's advice and put the book away. It's almost time for class. Sprinkles. I love you, Sprinkles. Really, Sprinkles? Ooh. Sorry, just taking a minute to collect my thoughts, you know? That one, and then that one. Okay. Sprinkles is already in the room, waiting for other students to arrive. He clears his voice to make a quick announcement. I want you all to know, I feel something of a dog moment coming on, but I assure you, it's nothing to be afraid of. You gonna pee? His cute little nose scrunches up and he begins to breathe quickly. He must be hungry. Reach for some old homework. That's not nice. Dogs can be rather unpredictable, especially Sprinkles. Wait and see what happens. I'm gonna do too. Sprinkles stops in his tracks. He focuses in on the window. The room is deadly silent. When you follow his gaze, you see a tiny orange squirrel perched on the cherry tree outside. Oh, it's a squirrel moment. Sprinkles turns feral and runs towards the window out of the classroom. He begins barking uncontrollably at the squirrel outside. Terrence! I told you never to come back here, Terrence! I will destroy you, Terrence! Sprinkles is barking ferociously, drool flying off of his face. The squirrel looks over, but he doesn't say anything back. You wonder, is that even a talking squirrel? You named him Terrence. You better not show your chubby cheeks around here ever again. After Sprinkles is satisfied that his presence has been felt by not only Terrence, but any other squirrel in hearing distance, he returns to his professional tone. Okay? Ahem. I apologize for the outburst. It's just Terrence really needed to know that I am the dog here, and that this is my territory, and I am the corgi, who is the professor, not Terrence. This actually brings up an important point. Thank you, Wohali, for reminding me to dole out this indispensable bit of wisdom. You see, but before you can go any further, Miriam's love drama spills over into the classroom. Sprinkles is interrupted by sad whimpering coming from the back of the room. I told you to save it for after class. Aww. But I miss you. Aww. We went on one date, Pop, and how can you miss me when I'm right here? Pop's voice quivers as he pleads to Miriam. Every time I blink, you go away again. That's a really cute thing to say. Miriam, what happened between you and Pop? I got her in trouble and now she's mad at me. I didn't just get in trouble. I got yelled at by Pop's mother, who blames me for getting him banned from every museum we sat in. Oh, so that's what you meant by shush house. Pop, we went on one date. We're over. Aww. And it means so much to me that I made this for you. Too hurt to go on arguing, Pop leaves his creation behind and runs out of. Don't eat that. Don't. That's peas and pretzels and sprinkles and whatever. Is that ketchup? I don't even want to know. It's an egg too. Nothing like a loud public breakup to cast a pall over the final day of school. Well, that was unfortunate. But we mustn't be distracted from what lies ahead. The final competition showdown challenge exam. Trademarked. I'm still working on the title, but I think you get it. Test time approaches. See you all in the arena. But before you can think about your upcoming competition, there's a beautiful soul nearby in need of a pep talk. Hey Miriam, are you okay? Aw, she's crying. Okay, I'm so mad I could smash a tiny mug, spilling droplets of hot cocoa all over the floor. How could he embarrass me in class like that, in front of everyone? Her tiny cocoa is a delicate treasure, so you know that this breakup is no joke, even if the source of her frustration is such a silly boy. I know that you know this, but I'm going to say it out loud. You don't need anyone. Me and you, we're going to cruise through this final test, and we're going to hit the carpool lane to Success City. Miriam brightens up, imagining the wind rushing through her short bangs. But she hesitates to embrace the feeling all the way. You're not going to saddle up on Colonel Sanders' stallion and ride off into the sunset without me? Of course not. Well, maybe sort of, but I'm sure there's a pony out there with your name on it, and a ranch big enough for the both of us and whoever else we want to bring along. If it's not Pop or Clank, or anyone else you meet today, tomorrow, or this year, so what? You're a special person who shouldn't settle for the first someone to show a little interest anyhow. Yeah, you tell him. You tell him, me. Miriam gives you a big hug and wipes the tears from her cheek. I should really review my menu for today. I'm going to make a very special soup. And I bet that Professor Dog is going to love it up. While you were pep talking Miriam, you completely missed lunch, but that's okay because you had a better idea of how to spend the time before your exam. You decided to head to the arena early to practice a dish. This is it, the location of your final challenge. A test of will, a test of courage, a test of talent. And a chance to beat the pants off of Van, the supposed man-man, and his evil counterpart, Ashley. As planned, you both have to run through a quick test of the recipe you've been working on. Wohali's famous chicken pot pie. After practicing for months, making this dish comes second nature to you, but you're able to quickly get a fresh pot pie in the oven. But as soon as you do, your cram session is interrupted by Colonel Sanders. Okay. Wohali, what are you doing here? There's still time before the final exam. Oh, just taking it all in. I'm big into visualizing success. I'm looking at my station and picturing victory. The pot pie has begun to bake, and the smell is slowly filling the space around you. Visualizing, huh? That's too bad. I was hoping you were here cooking something delicious. You'd usually happily share food with anyone who is hungry, but the last time you let Colonel Sanders get in your head, it cost you a cook-off. You decide that if it's time to put your cooking above your romantic desires. Excuse me. But that decision gets hard to stick to when the oven timer goes off behind you. Ignore it like there was no sound at all. Press up about your practice dish. There was a sound, though. Okay, you got me. I'm doing a little bit more than visualizing. I know. My nose can smell a pot pie from 400 yards. And your pot pie, I must say. It's an oddly specific distance. You expect nothing less from such an oddly specific man. It is specific. You knew it was a pot pie just from the smell. Not just a pot pie, but a chicken pot pie with an all-buttered crust. And my nose is telling me something else. Oh no, is it burning? Haha, no, I can smell that it was made with a heaping helping of TLC. But it'll probably start burning any second if you don't pull it out. The moment of truth. Wow. That does look good. This is the best pot pie I've ever tasted. I've always loved country cooking, and I could eat this all day. There's no time left. The final showdown is about to begin. Sprinkles lays down the ground rules. There are no rules, that is, except to cook with everything you've got. You step in for the cook-off of a lifetime. You decide that mac and cheese plus the pot pie you've been practicing are the dishes that you'll push over the edge to victory. Meanwhile, Van and Ashley are preparing wildly for elaborate dishes per their usual over-the-top selves. That was a knife. Miriam has a giant magnifying glass over several sets of tweezers. She's definitely preparing to go big, going small. Colonel Sanderson seems to be harnessing his 11 herbs and spices, but he's trying to find a way to improve on something perfect. His original recipe are fried chicken. The intensity in the room starts at a full 10 out of 10 with a frenzy of action. Everyone is calling out really cool special cooking moves to prepare their own food. Wow, this is getting serious. I love. Batter. Stupid. Colonel Sanders batters his chicken as it levitates through the air. Egg wash. Miriam furiously injects ingredients into an itty bitty pot of broth. Best friend, faster blaster. Van flexes his pectoral as he chops open a sea urchin. Let's rock and roll. Oh no, don't roid. Don't roid, it's bad for you. Ashley scoops her pastries off the tray with lightning speed. Shallow personality spatula. Even Clank gets in on it. 5-dial pressure point chicken cooking technique. Wait, when did Clank learn to speak English? Ashley, it's a singularity, as was foretold. I don't understand. We mustn't let that happen, or the appliance uprising will take us all. Self-destruct. Van quickly unplugs Clank and rolls him out the back door of the arena. What the hell? As you frantically prepare your dish, you notice Ashley has her spell book out. Is she going to use some dark magic to turn the tide? You've got a book of your own, and you're desperate not to see her with another battle. Should you use this opportunity to fight magic with magic, even if it's almost certainly evil magic? Do it the hard way. Who needs magic when you've got passion? I'm going to do it the hard way. Colonel Sanders sees that you've chosen to win on your own terms, and he gives you a subtle wink from across the room. Oh, Harland. I believe in you, Wohali. Miriam notices too. And I've always believed in you, Wohali, ever since we were little kids, because I'm your best friend forever. You turn to notice that Miriam is at your station cheering for you. Miriam, what about your dish? If you're here cheering, who is cooking? Tiny food, short cook time. I'm already done. So I thought I'd help you. Oh, that's sweet, but Miriam tosses a handful of spices directly into your boiling noodles. It's the secret ingredient. However, she doesn't know that you lied and the ingredient was made up, and what in the world did she get eye of noon? It explodes, sending Miriam backwards. The watery noodle begins to swirl. Oh no. It is I, Steve, the spork monster. Steve, wait. What happened to Borko? You're not here to battle me, are you? We spork monsters are many, and I think Borko had the day off, but you conjured Steve, and I hate to battle, so I'd say you're doing pretty alright. Oh hey, you're in the middle of a cooking competition. I love this stuff. It's better than TV. You crazy kids and your culinary skills really impress me. Mind if I hang out? I'm sorry, Steve, but I'm kind of in the middle of something. Do you mind? Steve the Sport Monster notices that you've got the grimoire stashed beneath your cooking station. I see what you're up to. Chris crossed up some magical items and accidentally summoned me, huh? Huh, yeah, you guessed it, sort of. If you're here, would you mind tossing some fresh noodles in a pot of salted water? I'd love to. I'd always wanted to be a top chef, actually. You know, when I was a little sport pup, back in the old country, you can feel the sport monster winding up to tell a very long and involved story. You don't know exactly where they came from, but it seems like it was probably lonely there. I think somebody's messed up for turning all these puppies and dogs into sport monsters. Actually, you know what? Maybe you should watch from the stands. I really need to focus on this competition. I understand. It's kind of like that time in Monster School that I had fallen asleep during scare tactics class, and when I woke up, you toss a serious stare at Steve, and he takes the hint. Never mind, I'll tell you later. Good luck. You know? Just good luck. Hello, fourth person. Having summoned this huge setback, you don't know how you could ever hope to win. You summon extra power from deep within yourself, obviously. You can do this. I have what it takes. I came here to win. Your hair turns mac and cheese orange as culinary energy flows through your body. My heart is pure. My hands are steady. My taste buds have been preparing their entire lives for... Yes, Wohali, you are the chosen one. You will avenge me. The power you've been summoning immediately fades back out. You interrupted my inspiring monologue. Sorry. My heart is pure, my hands are steady, my taste buds are preparing this for their entire lives for this moment. I will show the world my cookery. You begin to levitate off the ground, energy courses through your body. You know that with this power you can do anything, except turn back time, which would be super useful because while you were powering up, chicken pot pie overcooked in the oven and can't be served. But don't worry, dear Wohali, you may have suffered setbacks, but not all is lost. Impressed with your fortitude, Colonel Sanders decides you have earned his support. I've been watching you today, and I must say I'm truly impressed. Nope, that's not what I'm always doing it. I've been watching you today, and I must say I'm truly impressed. You've been thinking on your feet and rolling with the punches. He steps up to your station and stands right beside you. I'm here to help. All you've managed to make is mac and cheese, and the time is almost up, so you're gonna need it. But Colonel Sanders, what about the test? What will happen to you? What about the rules? Following the rules has never been my thing. I follow my heart. And my heart says to help you with that chicken pot pie. What a guy. Colonel Sanders unfolds a delicate white towel to reveal the most delicious fried chicken tenders you've ever laid your eyes on. And besides, sometimes unexpected combinations can have surprising effects that surpass their individual efforts. Are you suggesting if we combine forces, we can form the perfect food union? Time's up, students. With time expired, it's the moment everyone has been waiting for. You must now prepare to present your dishes. A handful of students stand tall, but the class seems incomplete. It seems we're missing some students. Pop? Clank? From off-screen you hear a pure and innocent giggle that can only come from one student. Hee hee hee, I'm flying. It sounds like it's coming from that blue broom closet over there. Miriam, would you mind? Inside of the closet you see Pop hanging on a broom hook off by the elastic of his underpants. Pop, get down from there right now. Let me guess, did Van do have something to do with this? When someone asks for a wedgie, who am I to refuse? I thought a wedgie was a salad. It looks like Pop is eliminated from the challenge, seeing how he didn't cook anything. I can't feel my legs. May I be excused? Sure. You kids and your pranks. I must say, it's not the worst prank in UCSAL history, but it's not exactly yearbook material. Wait a second, pranks. Clank, where did that pressure cooker roll off to? You wait to hear a signature whir, beep, or some other onomatopoeia, but there's none. Somehow he must have gotten unplugged, I guess. We'll have to figure that out later. Sprinkles, you are terrible. You're adorable, but you're terrible as a professor. That leaves only 4 students remaining. Please collect your final projects. Yes, it has been a long semester. Wow, 3 whole days long. But after days of hard work, the time comes for me to eat. Miriam, please step forward. Now describe your dish. I've made tender udon noodles in a savory soup. Oh my goodness. There's also a little tea. My word, it's so delicate. Is that a teeny tiny Naruto maki I spy afloat in its itsy bitsy bowl? Yes, chef. Please call me Sprinkles. Chef is my father's name. Yes, Sprinkles, and some green tea made from baby tea leaves that I picked myself. Sprinkles carefully sniffed around the dish before opening his mouth and letting just the tip of his pink dog tongue dip into the bowl. Sublime! Would anyone else like a taste? Oh, come on, I'm not one of those dogs who don't floss. I really have a cute electric toothbrush for dogs. Fine, I'll enjoy it all by myself. And in a flash, the entire meal has been devoured. Not that it took much, it was less than a thimble's worth of soup. A+, rarely do I taste a dish with as much love poured into it as yours. Miriam is overjoyed. She gives you a huge hug. Thank you, Wohali, for helping me to believe in myself. Van, you're up. Now describe your dish. I made... Oh my goodness, that looks good and terrifying all at the same time. Excuse me. Uni over smooth egg custard in an axe-hewn urchin shell, topped with caviar. Did you skewer one type of urchin with spines from a second different colored type of... Did you skewer one type of urchin with its spines from a second different colored type of urchin? Yes, Sprinkles. A bit much, don't you think? Yes, exactly why I did it. A bit much is my kind of brand. Doesn't it look cool? Sprinkles leans in to sniff the uni, but he can't get his nose close on the account of all the spikes. He begins to paw at it erratically, causing the custard to slosh around. Van, please be gentle with my cuisine. Grrr. Finally, Sprinkles goes all in tongue first, but he can't get past all the needles. He reels back as his tongue is poked and prodded. Ouch, my tongue! The professor appears to be having an allergic reaction to the sting. I can't eat this. Keep poking my tongue. Disqualify. A stunning turn of events. Who would have thought that serving food in a bowl made of needles could make it difficult to eat? Dejected Van does not go gentle in the night. Disqualified? For glamour? Don't discount the validity. This isn't the last you've heard of me. God, if there was a sequel to this. Before forcing us to adore his swollen tongue for another moment, Sprinkles graciously laps upon a bowl of milk. I know, yeah, I'm a dog and I drink milk. Get over it, sometimes it helps calm my agitated tongue. Next student, Ashley. It's time to step up. Now describe your dish. I made... That is actually cute, but looks weird. Like, I don't know if it's going to taste good, but that actually looks cute. Orange blossom Turkish delight in a light rosewater syrup, topped with French meringue and connected by sugar glass. That actually doesn't sound too bad. Indeed, it's quite delightful. However, I'd like you to refrain from eating it or attempting to taste it anyway. It is very fragile and meant to be a display piece, so there's no point if food is meant to be eaten. Don't eat the food at a cooking school? Go toast in your ears or something, Wohali. I told you, it's a display piece. Eshele, I must say it is beautiful. However, this is a cooking competition at a cooking school. Yeah, which is why I cooked it, and did an extremely good job cooking it too. I didn't even realize that we were having an eating exam. If I wanted to be judged on eating, I'd go to the College of Eating, School for the Hungry. Sprinkles, I suppose you could smell it if you absolutely insisted, but don't breathe too hard. You might disrupt the sugar spiral. If The food cannot be eaten. It cannot be judged. You are disqualified. Rage overtakes Ashley as she finally cannot keep her two-faced routine up. You would know high-end cuisine if it cooked you. And with that, Ashley storms off to rededicate herself to being the best, but this time without being shackled by trying to be fake nice and liked by everyone. This isn't the last you've heard of me either. If this class gets much smaller, I'll be teaching myself. You and Colonel Sanders, the final cook, step up together. 2 chefs? What began as a beautiful, that is good-looking mac, beautiful bowl of delicious mac, has become something else. He examines it closely, sniffing and eyeing the bowl. That looks good. Uh-oh, I don't have a good feeling about this. From somewhere in the room, a literal drum roll plays. Just when I thought I've seen everything in this kitchen, you give me this thing, and completely blow me away. In my 49 dog years of life, I've never tasted anything so delicious, perfectly balanced. It's so delicious, in fact, that everyone passes the class. What? You pass, and you pass, and you pass, and you get a pass. Everyone gathers around and partakes part of the mac and cheese bowl. They all seem to transcend this reality into another dimension. Yeah, there's weed in it. I'm sorry, there's weed in it. There's no way there's not weed in it. You win. Together, you and Colonel Sanders have made a new menu item. The new menu item is so impressive that even Van and Ashley are drawn back in by its magnificent fragrance. When they gaze upon your mac and cheese bowl, they admit you are indeed an excellent chef. Sprinkles declares that you have passed, everyone has passed, that there were supposed to be more battles, but come on, how could they be better than this one? Now that this school year is complete, everyone has graduated, the students return for one last assignment, to get their groove on. The cafeteria has been completely redecorated in order to serve as the site of the school's graduation dance. Compared to the massive, high-tech cooking arena, the humble decor seems downright cute and cozy. Oh, this is cute! DJ Dog is in the house. You're so cute. You knew that Sprinkles was a master chef, but also a world-renowned turntablist? Who says that you can't teach an old dog new tricks? Van and Ashley did tell everyone that they committed themselves to righting the wrongs they did while they were the villains. Okay. Ashley looks cute. Van is rocking his angry t-shirt. For a moment, you actually believe them. Not another haunting. No ghosts allowed at graduation. It's clearly written in the school's bylaws. That was weird. I was never actually a ghost. It was all a trick for you to finally notice me. Oh, amusing. And now that everyone is together, it's the Spork Monster. He is totally mellowed out. Everyone, the Spork Monster is no more. From here on out, I prefer that everyone refer to me by my new name, the Party Monster. Student tries to finish what he had to say, but everyone is too wrapped up talking to Party Monster. Dejected student walks off. Maybe things didn't work out for Miriam romantically, but she found love in her cooking. You know she's gonna do great. Yeah, she looks cute too. A red carpet rolls out the floor of the ballroom, and it's like a Hollywood movie premiere. Who could command such an entrance? It's Pop. He arrived late to the dance, but apparently for good reason. Walking the carpet, you see perched atop his dirty chef's hat. A crown? Welcome back, Pop. I know you weren't able to complete the final exam and accept your diploma, so we had to mail it directly to your father. We figured it was the least we could do for the school's dean. Oh, now I get it. And we get a new wing on the school. Not to mention the honor of educating the son of the Chancellor of such and such. Miriam, will you be my lady king? Oh, what an incredible turn of events, an offer to join the royal family. It's like it's like a dream come true. You'll get to be a princess, or maybe a queen. I'm not sure if he even knows, but either way, crowns and gowns, baby. I'm sorry, Pop, but I'm not interested. Not now, at least. I've got so much to do with my life. A twist on a twist. So many more 3-day universities to attend. So many tiny foods to meticulously sculpt, and then watch get accidentally blown away by a single sneeze. Okie dokie. The music at the dance is interrupted by the sound of sparking and electrical hissing. It's Clark, who's arrived late to the dance. Now that I have graduated, I can reveal my truth. Clank, not Clark. Now he's still doing the talking. Wow, he's still doing it. I am Clank. I am not of this earth. I am actually from a faraway planet in another dimension. What? What? I actually feel like I knew this the whole time. Now that I've learned the ways of your kind, I must return. A portal opens up and Clank disappears through it. Finally, Colonel Sanders arrives. Of course he arrives this way. Oh wow. Howdy, classmates. Just like the first day you met him, he is prepared to feed the entire class. However, it's not just enough to give them a bucket of chicken. This time, it's a full meal. I didn't get to be the most famous chicken man in the history of chicken and man by not reminding people to go out and buy my chicken. I didn't get to be the most famous chicken man. Oh wait, the end? Question mark. Nope, it's not the end. As everyone feasts on their delicious chicken dinner, Colonel Sanders finds you sitting at the edge of the dance floor. Wow, what are you doing sitting all alone? Oh, you know, just waiting for the right person to come and ask me to dance. I wonder, might you tell me, what are the qualities that you would expect to find in such a lucky person? Off the top of my head, oh, I don't know, a spicy musk, a tiny goatee, and a degree from UCSAL, just to name a few. It truly is my lucky day. Would you dance with me? Yes, I would love to. As you glide across the dance floor hand in hand with Colonel Sanders, the future stretches out in front of you. And once my 100th franchise is up and running, I'll be ready to take a day off, and I'll be glad to spend it together with you, Wohali. How sweet, we'll work together and play together. Colonel Sanders stops dead in his tracks. Work together? Well, I think this is something I need to do by myself. Oh, but who will help you run your restaurants? I don't believe I need help. Besides, based on your time in school, you really think running restaurants is the best path forwards? Could it be you found a love connection but failed to earn Colonel Sanders' respect as a chef? Can you live with only half of him? Will you be able to endure sharing him with his other love, the life of an entrepreneur? I suppose I can enroll at pastry school. Oh, my dear Harland, I'm sure that you'll find your place eventually, and along the way, you'll have me by your side. The end. Oh, that was kind of a okay ending, I guess. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, Sci-Pop production. Yeah. Here's the opening sequence. Yeah, the opening sequence is a trip. And there it is. The opening sequence. Okay, everybody, that was I Love You, Colonel Sanders, a finger-licking good dating simulator. I hope you had fun, and I hope you are safe and well. And I hope to see you again soon. Have a good day.